Buddy, from a mentality standpoint, like 2-2 not where you want to be. How big would a dominating performance this Saturday be for you guys?
Dominate performance will be well, but at the same time, we got to dominate practice. That's what we have to dominate. We have to come out, ready to get better and ready to execute practice. And if we do that, we'll be just fine in the game.
It's frustrating. Have you seen practice? Do you need to improve there? What about practice hasn't been done?
Practice have been good the last few weeks, but we can always get better in practice, and we can always bring more energy. And energy is contagious, and the team will have to bring energy this weekend. We know that, and so just being locked in and focused will be a big thing for us to be in practice.
It seems like Jimbo just alluded to it too, and I think we asked you after the game. The defense will play well, but then the offense won't support you, and then the offense will play well, and the defense won't support the offense. How do you play better just as a team, buddy?
We just have to, come together as one, and I feel like the more games we play, the more we'll be able to learn from what we do and come together as one. I feel like the team is coming together, and we'll be ready. And Coach Fisher and his staff will definitely have us the most prepared. But I just feel like when we all come together, we definitely dominate and unstoppable.
I know every game is important, but how important is this one just to get things going the way you want to?
Yeah, like you said, every game is important, but it's important for us, just do our job and stay the task and execute and control what we can control, like Coach Fisher always says. So just being locked in and just controlling what we can control and just being process oriented.
What do you remember about Rakeem from last year? Of course, he came from here, and what are the challenges of slowing him down?
I know he's a great back and he's a great player, and we'll have to get on him early, not let him get out the gate. But I think our defense, and our D-line, those guys can, get pressure on them, and I feel like we'll be just fine. We'll have a great game plan, and I'm sure those guys will be fired up too. But at the same time, it'll be a great competitive game.
Buddy, no turnovers the last 2 games. How important is it to start creating some turnovers?
Yeah, we definitely have to get turnovers. Turnovers win ball games, and we have to do a better job getting the offense back the ball and, just giving, the offense back the ball, like I said. But turnovers is big and it's definitely huge, and I feel like we'll do a better job at that.
Got another tackle in. What's your total to? Are you keeping count?
I don't know anymore. Yeah. I used to keep count because I thought it was a big deal, but not anymore.
You'd rather not.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'd rather not tackle at all.
Right.
I wasn't prepared for it at all. My chin strap went up to my eyes. My helmet wasn't on tight or anything. So.
There was one kick that looked like it went a little end over end. Was that by design, or is that just the way it came out? Maybe it looked different from the press box.
The one that was closer to the end zone went end under end by design. That's the one that bounced out of bounds, I think. Yeah, that one was by design. That's just try to get slow rotation on it. Just try to get either bounce up or sideways. So luckily it bounced sideways.
The one that was down inside the 10, I think when you kicked it, the fans go, "Oh no!" Did you hit that one like you did, or did you get a friendly roll on that one? The one that's down inside the 10. And
the one that rolled down the sidelines?
Yeah.
No, that one wasn't by design, but I got a lucky bounce on that one. So I'd rather not get a lucky bounce, but I'll take a look when I can get it.
Going up to Arlington, do you spend some of warm-up trying to hit that Jumbotron?
I don't really try to do it, but sometimes it ends up hitting it. My freshman year, I knew I wasn't punting, so that's like all I did in warm-ups was try to hit it, because I knew I wasn't gonna play anyways. So I was just that was what I was bored doing.
How many times did you get it?
I got it 4 or 5 times my freshman year.
Are you conscious of that in a game?
No, I don't worry about it. Yeah, because I think you get a replay of the down if you do hit it. So I'm not really worried about it.
Is it different punting in an indoor stadium? And what's that like going up to Arlington there?
No wind, which is perfect for us. So there's no excuse for specialists, So that's something that we gotta prepare for, especially Seth, because he's been kicking off turf, and so turf is just a little bit different with the plant foot for him. So we're going to be in the indoor this week a lot, working on live reps along with on the grass.
How'd you guys try and build him back up after missing a couple field goals last weekend?
I'm sorry?
How'd you guys try and build him back up after missing a couple of key field goals that last game?
It wasn't really about building him back up. I think he's very level-headed. He just he evaluated what he did wrong, and he didn't hit really bad balls, just kind of caught a weird curve on it. So I was just talking to him like, hey, we're going to need you the rest of the game. We're going to need you next week. Like, don't worry about it. Come back. And he ended up making a field goal in there that game. And I don't think he's too worried about it. We talked about it yesterday, watched the film, and I think he's going to go back to what he's doing best.
These Arkansas games have a way of just being close. They just have for several years in a row. How important is the kicking game going to be up there?
I think it's going to be very important, just like every game for field position, Coach Fisher stresses field position a lot, along with getting points on the board and taking points away from them on special teams. So I think we're going to play a really important role in it, not just this game, but like every game.
I think it was the opening kick on Saturday. You kicked it through the end zone and it hit the track, or it got very close to it. Have you hit one like that before? I mean, do you even pay attention to where the ball actually goes on kickoffs?
I do. Yeah, that was one of my deeper ones. I don't know. That was the first opening kickoff I've had this entire year. So I think there's a lot of added juice because the rest of it we've returned every single game. So I think there's some added juice there, and I just kind of let it fly, and it came off well.
Got a chance to face your old teammate this weekend, Nick Sarkle. What's it like going to be going up against him?
Oh yeah, he was my brother when he was here, and continued to be my brother. But on the field, it's just business. It's going to be like any other game for us.
He threw 5 picks last week. You think he's itching to bounce back, and how do you think he will bounce back? Obviously, you don't want him to, but you're going to get his best shot, aren't you?
He's a competitor, so I see him bouncing back. He's going to attempt to bounce back, and we just have to continue to do everything that we do as far as scheme-wise. Arkansas is a very good team, and we're going to approach them like any other week.
Does it change things at all because he knows your guys and what you want to do in your scheme as well as anybody, and you know him and his tendencies as well as anybody?
It might play a factor, but overall, we're just going to continue to lock into what our coaches tell us, But like you said, we do know some of his tendencies, and we're going to try to, add that along to the coach's game plan.
I know every game is important, but how important is this one to get where you want to, on the right track to where you want to be?
Just like Coach Jimbo said, you learn how important the game is just by losing it. Every single game is extremely important to us, so, we're going to approach practice today, just correct all the mistakes we made on Saturday, and just try to get the scheme going.
How's the spirit of the team? You guys down? You up? Are you trying to even keel through this, Anthony? What's the mood of the team?
The nature of this game is you have to bounce back regardless of how last Saturday went. So we're on to the next opponent.
Think there'll be any little trash talk if you get a sack or pick off Sarkle?
Like every game, I think there'll be some trash talk, no matter who we play.
How do you guys start faster as a team? I mean, that's just really killed you in 2 big games.
Just being more consistent in practice. Everything that comes out on practice, it shows up on Saturdays. You revert back to your habits. So we just need to get those habits sharpened up and just continue to come to work.
Is that what you guys did after those first couple of drives? Seemed like y'all really shored things up on defense.
Yeah, we just tried to settle down, but it's a team thing. We weren't able to make that last stop, so we just have to be more consistent all throughout the game from start to finish.
What's that like for you too, with Coach Chavis having recruited you here, but him now being on the opposite sideline as well?
Oh, in the nature of this business, people come and go, and I've just really been thankful to be paired with Coach Pivoto and Coach Jimbo, the new staff. But I also have a lot of respect for Coach Chavis, and I look forward to playing his team.
So you could go and say something to him before the game, get to see him at all, or?
I'm just gonna focus on playing in the game, but maybe afterwards, possibly.
They're gonna probably throw the ball more than anybody probably may get to see this year. Maybe Alabama, but Sarkle's probably gonna sling it around. What's that do for you guys at the linebacker level, and maybe get pass rush this week too?
Oh yeah, I'm really confident in just our abilities. Just reverting back to our habits. We're going to continue to build good habits this week in practice, and I think that we'll be able to be successful if we stay to those habits.
What would you describe the mood of this team to be right now?
I would say at this point, we're still just trying to reload at this point, coming off of a tough loss like we did against Auburn. But, hey, we're going to look at that film. We're going to come back even stronger for this week of preparation and get ready for Arkansas.
Do you sense in your locker room that any of the guys have started to doubt or lose confidence or anything like that?
I can't say that honestly. I mean, I still feel like we have a locker room of guys who still have hope. But as leaders of the team, like me and Jamon Osbon, Buddy Johnson, Kellen Mond, we have to do a good job of helping those younger guys who may not know how to feel or what to do at this point. But we have to be good leaders and just show them that we got to go out this week, have a great week of preparation. Keep reloading and stay focused to what the plan is.
Coach was saying a lot of what's happened is little things, little miscues or things that have made the difference. Does that chalk up to that inexperience? I mean, is that something that the younger guys and everyone will collectively get better at just with more reps and more game prep?
I feel like that's fair to say because the experience is something you can't teach.
and we have some young guys on this team. But hey, we're 4 games in, so nobody's really young anymore. We got guys who've played a lot of snaps for us, and we've all made our little tiny mistakes. But hey, in big games like your Auburns and your Clemsons and everything like that, you have to minimize mistakes at a rate to which you can win the football game. So as we continue to go on throughout the season, we're just trying to get better each and every day throughout practice, minimize those mistakes, and then it'll lead to success on the football field on Saturdays.
Coach, it seems like you kind of mentioned the big games. It's always the other team making the critical play at the critical moment. At what point can y'all flip that script and it be A&M makes those critical plays in the critical moments? Like in the fourth quarter, you just get a touchdown and you let Auburn go down and score a touchdown to answer you. I mean, how do you guys be the team that starts making those plays that matter?
Well, it starts with being consistent, and that's something Coach Fisher talks about with us all the time, Coach Elko, being a consistent football team on both sides of the football, offensively, defensively, and in special teams. If we can play a game of 4 quarters of consistent, hard-nosed football, that'll lead to us, being successful with the way we want to be. So, that's what I'll say, being a consistent football team.
Just the next step is just moving forward and truly learning from our mistakes. You can't do anything about it but learn from it. So that's what we're choosing to do.
What were the mistakes?
I can only speak offensively. I know that we were moving the ball fine. We just got to convert in the red zone and score, and just help our defense out. We'll put some points on the board.
Is starting the game, faster on offense, is that something you guys have talked about? Because, in the fourth quarter of the past couple of games, you guys have seemed to have some good drives together. But do you start about starting the game the same way?
Yeah, you want to, we like you said, towards the end of the game, when the game's on the line, we play hard and execute. But I think it's very important for us to come out in the beginning, like you said, and execute those plays so we don't have to do that towards the end. We're moving the ball fine. We're just not executing on certain plays or to put us in the end zone.
Is it a mentality thing, or how do you change that?
Definitely mentality. Understanding that you never know which play is going to cost you a drive, whether it's a false start or a penalty or something like that, or a bad route or something like that, or a misread. So we got to take ownership in each play and understand that we have a job to do in each play.
Do you think we might see a little more up-tempo offense earlier in the game this week, or in general later in the season?
I hope so. We haven't met yet, but I'm hoping so.
How you feeling, Jamal?
I feel good. I just got done working out, so I feel pretty good.
Everything come back okay?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
It seems like even in the second half, sometimes there are some clock issues with y'all, getting the ball off and everything. Is that something that there's point of emphasis
before the play starts?
Yeah, even when you're playing from behind and trying to.
Yeah, the goal is to have as much tempo. Try to get them as tired as possible, playing with our tempo that we practice at. We didn't do that sometimes, and I think that's a big emphasis in this week, and we're pretty sure we're going to hear about it in the film.
Right. How much you put it on yourself now, player to player, to lead these guys after a loss?
Something that's really big for me, and everybody kind of made their mistakes at the game, and you kind of see that on film, but it's we got to learn from what we made our mistakes on, and kind of move forward and get ready for Arkansas.
Hey, Kellen, what was the big difference you think in that fourth quarter? I mean, you guys go from 3 points all game to 17 in one quarter. So what was the big difference?
Maybe tempo that we were playing with, and pushing the ball downfield. But I mean, just having more of an energy, and it's kind of weird. When you're at the beginning of the game, you really don't have to score, but then at the end of the game, when the pressure's on you, you kind of have to go down and score. So just playing with that mindset the whole game is kind of big for us.
Is that something you've talked about, to start the game that way and maybe with a sense of urgency?
Yeah, and that's something that we kind of talk about, and it's kind of been something that not only this year but kind of last year, getting off to those fast starts. So you try to talk as much about it, but you have to put it out on the field.
A little added incentive to get the offensive going against Nick this week.
That's. Yeah, we play against him, but not really our focus. Shouldn't really worry about that.
Kellen, how would you say the guys feel right now? What's the mood right now?
I don't think we're down at all. We're in the same spot last year, 2-2. Always, good to have some type of motivation, but, it's our job, as team leaders and, guys on the team to kind of get it going. And it's not going to get it going, what we say to the media, we have to go put it out on the field, and, it starts in practice today.
How big is this game, knowing that you are 2-2 to start, to kind of, get back on the right track?
It's just as big as every game. You know, if you see how big a game is if you lose it. So no matter what, you gotta pretty much go out there and like I said, it starts in practice. So we gotta have a great week of practice, and you know we should feel good about Arkansas.
What's going on in the red zone? I mean, you guys are putting up the yards, Kellen. We need to see more points, right? How do you get better down there in the red area?
You know, it's just gonna, whether it's scheme or you know us making plays in the red zone. You know, it's something's got to get fixed. You know, so we'll look more into it, and you know, hopefully we can fix it this week.
Kellen, you just mentioned that you guys were at the spot last year 2-2. So what was the difference down the stretch that got you guys to keep getting better as the season gone on, and what has to happen for that to happen this time?
Just I feel like last year, just you know, we were getting used to the new culture, and you know, didn't really know what to expect. So you know, possibly the same this year. We got a lot of new faces who are playing a lot of reps, and so you know, we kind of you know just keeping that same mentality, and you know, understanding that you know every game is a big game, and we got to approach everyone the same. So just kind of taking it one game at a time.